Junior.
Welcome us to. Welcome us.
Hey, Gilmore, do your intro.
If it doesn't work,
This podcast is brought to you by Atnip Intersports or Motorsports.
Welcome back to the live edition of Pit Shack Podcast. This episode is brought to you by Midway Sheet Metal. Chris Davis always helps us out quite a bit. Atnip Enterprises out of Jasper, Missouri. Fields late model full time. Helps me quite a bit. Helps us with the podcast. And Pope's Paintless Dent Repair. Pope's Metal Magic is what it is. Anytime you get any kind of hail damage or any kind of paint or chips, Pope's the one to talk to. Obviously, you can tell we have plenty of people here. We got a whole crowd of people watching us here. This is the After Hours Show Me Dirt episode. Tyrell's been into the brews since about 3.
Yeah, I've been hitting it hard, 10 grand chip.
There's a couple people in the background here that's been hitting the brews too. We're going to get to, so you guys are going to get a little bit of honesty out of the group, I think. So, start with our 2019 track champion.
They ain't been hitting the booze.
Midwest Mod B class. The only sober one here, probably.
The only sober one.
We want to talk a little bit about your speech tonight. What was this Angels and Unicorns stuff, and then after that, what's the 2020 plans, and what do you got planned on moving forward?
Well, the speech was inspired by Brian Gilmore herself. The quote, the Angels and Unicorns quote, was your quote too.
What's the meaning to it?
It means that. Well, I don't know. You came up with it. What's the meaning to it?
I'm asking you.
Hey, you came up with it, Gilmore.
Well, we're all unicorns and angels. God doesn't make any junk. That's all I know. That's just what it is.
Do we get to choose if we're a unicorn or an angel?
No,
We don't get to choose.
because you're made.
So what am I?
I think you're both
We're
mixed
all
together.
unicorns and angels?
Yeah.
Man, my mind is blown.
I think Terrell needs to be the one that's talking.
2020 plan. We'll get a Tyrell. He's got his.
The 2020 plans are to go
I
to the
talk
front
a lot when I'm drunk.
Go to the front.
and go up on the racetrack more.
He's tired of getting punked by Riley Duncan.
Yep.
Who? Who's punking?
Riley Duncan.
Riley Duncan. Who's that?
Exactly.
Riley Duncan wearing him out.
I need numbers.
No, Blaine Ware.
I need numbers.
Blade
I don't
Ware.
know names. I know numbers.
Number 1, black number 1.
Black
Numbers on a cell panel. He shows
I
Darren
seen
the
the
nose.
33 winning and the 66 winning.
Where?
He's got it
He's
up on a cell
got
panel.
he has it on his like
Who is it?
quarter or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's quarter cell
We're
panel.
over here without the microphone. Who is it? It's fucking 25 black cars.
He was hot on the boy's ass all year.
Gift to James.
Fluorescent orange.
Trying to be.
James, what's your plans for 2020?
I got the same old stuff until Ryan decides he's going to race late model, and he told me I could drive his B mod one night.
Yeah?
Yeah, y'all heard it. It's on Facebook now. We're knowing it. Oh, well,
You come up with one.
same old car, new look. Hopefully everybody's seen it. Looks nice.
Are you still
Proud of it.
driving the grocery getter?
Grocery
Or
getter.
Dragon Slayer, Wagon Slayer, whatever.
Grocery getter. Now I want to ask Tyrell Jones what his plans are for the 2020 season.
Hey, he wants to say something.
We all want to see your nipples.
Right
now.
Now everybody,
Hey, your dad plays with them every time I got him.
Come on, Tyrell.
Tyrell Jones, what's your 2020 racing plans?
My 2020 plans is to go cash money late model racing. Is the plans for Tyrell Jones.
He's going to get him some cash money, guys. Danny Martin, he beat. One thing I want to ask Danny Martin about is when he beat Jackie Dalton's ass this year. Won a race with his old car. How good did that feel?
And how many laps was that race, do you think?
It felt like it was 100 lap, and it was. I was very glad Ryan wasn't there that night. I wish Ryan would have been there that night to watch me.
I got a text from him. It's like, I freaking won.
I know.
He was wound up. We were on our way home from Wheatland.
My idol here, and I wish he'd been there at least watched.
He told me after he won, he pulled off from the victory lane. He's told me that he forgot to do a backflip or something off the top of his car.
Danny Martin pinched him.
Did you go home and drink that night?
No.
Oh, I went home and went
Why
to bed.
not? You went to bed.
I was tired.
I got some chocolate milk
After-
and went to
It
bed.
was a 100 lap race.
You get tired.
Yeah.
After the first race I ever won,
300 lap race.
we were riding the roof of my buddy Austin Fletcher's truck on the way to the strip club. So we had a big night.
You finished. You ran a 100 lap race, haven't you?
That late model race. Before his right front wheel fell off.
Second and third.
We ran second.
Midway is right front.
yeah.
Second in that late model race at Springfield, the 100 lapper.
Nice.
Probably it takes.
Hey, are you doing the enduro race in Springfield?
I'm doing the
February 15th.
February 15th. I'm doing the enduro race. I bought my car from Tyrell Jones and Mark Jones. If you guys need a vehicle for that, and that's your excuse, that's the place to go because they've got what you need. Yeah, they got everything you need out there. That place. Yeah, Darren Chrysler's got one. Robert Hyde, James Reedus, Tyrell Jones. Danny's gonna buy one. He don't know it yet. Randy High, Jerry Hoffman bought one. Bobby Parrish bought one. My buddy Austin's riding with me. He's gonna sit on the. Austin's gonna have to sit in the driver's side back seat. I'll let bitch tip over. I think it'll tip over. He's too heavy. He's too heavy. Yeah. Put him on. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's what I said.
Put him in the trunk. Put him in the trunk of that little thing.
Darren Chrysler, what's your plans for 2020? You going to win a race this year?
That's my plan anyway. Is I about had one last year. Made a rookie mistake against Brad Looney. You know, that's West Plains. That's West Plains. Yep, late restart. About 5 laps to go.
Showed you the inside and went to the outside.
Yeah, I pulled a rookie mistake. Tried to block him. Didn't work out in my favor. Is what it is. I had to have back surgery in late July, so our plan for 2020 is to run the full cash money late model series and hopefully pick up a few wins. Get my little cousin here in his late model ride. Help him out.
Than the big cousin.
Little cousin that's bigger than big cousin. That's how it goes. But that's our plan for 2020 is to run the full cash money late model series. Same car, GRT.
Hey, there ain't no station wagons in the
There ain't no station
fucking
wagons.
late model series.
No,
right?
there ain't no station
No
wagons.
station
Late model series,
wagons.
bud.
Making sure there ain't no fucking late model station wagon.
No late model station wagons. He's got a GRT by Phillips too. So
Well, we'll find out next Saturday.
hopefully we'll find out next Saturday. We're going to look at it anyway.
We're gonna make something happen no matter what.
Something's going to happen, and Tyrell Jones will be in the cash money late models in 2020. Yeah, you did have your first late model ride in
Sponsored to
2019.
me by Darren Chrysler.
That's right.
The number 9, the GRT by Phillips.
Well, I was laid up. Let my little cousin race my late model.
I was trying to do the best I could and kind of got
Was
jacked
in the
jacked a
show.
little sideways in the heat race.
In the show until you got crashed.
But you know what? It was fun, and it gave me the proof that I can do it.
You can do it.
So I'm gonna go get me one and do it on my own
There you go.
with my
Atta
help
boy.
of my dad and my sponsors. And I'll make something happen.
Who's your sponsors for 2020?
Oh man!
You're all right. What-
Reinhardt Food Services, Priority Pest Control, M&T Salvage,
M&T Salvage. I got M&T Salvage on my
Ashgrove
car.
Dump Trucking.
Yep.
Who else? James Reedus.
Tim's Lawn Mowing.
Tim's Lawn Mowing.
Hey, of course you're sponsored by somebody to give you food.
Yeah, I'm a big guy. I like food. But no, not no Tampax. I already said Ashgrove Dump Trucking to my dad, who is slightly intoxicated in the back room. Who else, James? You're helping
Who
me.
else, James? We got.
I believe that's a good list of them. I don't know.
Hey, my woman, Winter, for doing my lettering.
She'll design that thing right
And
up.
she does custom tumblers for everybody.
She does.
On it. They look
What?
amazing.
What's the name? A&B Designs. Anybody wants a cup, tumbler cup? Winner
Rick's
over here.
house.
Spin
Rick's
the
house.
camera around, pointed at the family over there, please.
They're over
Melinda,
there. Melinda,
your back's-
move, Melinda.
That's right there in the microphone.
The lady in the red dress, Tyrell's wife, Winner. The red-haired ladies.
The beautiful Winter Jones.
The red-haired ladies.
The beautiful
My wife.
Nicole Reedus. The beautiful Martin Jones. Also known as the tow truck operator at Springfield Raceway. And the beautiful Kim Jones. There's Tim Chrysler over here in the corner hiding from everybody.
You're gonna do it.
There's Uncle Tivy.
Go back the other
My
way.
Aunt
I'll rip the
Melinda.
cord off.
She's over here hiding by Robert High and Randy High.
Yep.
Infamous High brothers.
Speaking of the of the 2020 plans, Mark Jones, what's your plans for February the 15th?
No, you're going to run a push truck. Mark Jones will be in the enduro race running a 98 extended cab, four-wheel drive Dodge pickup, being a push truck while we race.
The push truck.
The push truck. Yeah, and if you hit him, you will pay the price.
It's a tough son of a woman.
I built the bumpers. Keep going, Jay. Go.
All right, Robert High, why don't you come over and talk about your 2020 plans?
Robert Hyde. Hey, Randy, you're next. What?
Good afternoon, boys. I think our plans are as usual. Race anything with wheels, have fun with family, and got to thank Complete Services, Lee McGill, Cedars Restaurants, a little bit of everybody out there. Got to thank Mark. He has a tendency to tow me in, so that's about all I got.
Tow you in?
Well, I'm prone to crashing things. Me and Darren's traded a lot of tape.
No, wait a second. What was the advice I gave you at Texas in that enduro race?
It's probably calm the fuck down. The second night I managed to do that.
It was if you hit somebody, hit them with the whole right side instead of the right
It took
front.
5 right front tires to figure that out.
Yeah, you finally got it through your head, huh?
But after 5 right front tires, you figured.
No, after 5 right front tires, I smoked a parked car and I was done for the night.
But the
That's
second
what
night,
happened. The second
you didn't
night I
use
went
right
from
front.
0 to hero.
You didn't use right front, right?
No, hell no.
What'd you do? Use
I
the
had
whole
to
right
build
side.
I had to build the people's elbow on the right
I
front.
seen you come through the infield and blast that old boy in front of me.
Hey, gotta go.
Whole
There was
right
a wreck
side
in
of
front of
the
me,
car.
so I went through the infield.
To add to my 2020 season, it will also be to build and run a car for the Lone Star 600.
You need to get up there. If anything will teach anybody anything, 300 laps to one race. It starts. I
You
might
did
have took
run
out
Kenny
Kenny
Wallace
Wallace.
over.
Hey, in my defense, he used up the whole racetrack and I stayed in it.
I got a picture of me and Kenny Wallace racing. You got a picture of you running him over.
No, he came off the bottom and I might have hit the brakes and he hit the car on the outside of me.
Oh, you knocked him in the car on the
No,
outside.
I let out. Believe it or not, I can let out.
You let out? You let out.
People may not believe it.
I beg to differ.
I think Gilmore
Randy
just called me a
High.
liar there.
Come here, Randy High. Your turn.
Come on,
Randy-
brother.
Your turn,
Randy, how your turn for the 2020 plans?
Tell us about it, bud.
I don't have nothing good to say. Just trying not to look as goofy as these knuckleheads up here.
You can't
Yeah.
get to this level.
No, I'm far away from this level right here. But no, we're gonna make more races and have a lot of fun and enjoy it where we go. Got my son Blake High a
That's
Hornet
what
for this
matters,
year.
right?
We're gonna do a lot of
Enjoying it.
racing, have fun with these goofy guys.
Enjoying it, right?
Here you go, James. Better.
Dustin Strom.
Come on,
Dustin.
Dustin, get up here.
Dustin!
I got up here. Come on.
Dustin, come on, Dustin.
Dustin's going to try and finish on the lead lap at this point if he ain't going to get up here.
Dustin Strom is driving.
Truck driver.
The number
What?
5 pure stock.
What year do you reckon that car was built, Robert?
Championship in 04 in it.
Vegas drink.
Dustin Strom is going to be driving the 2004 H&H race car, number 5, pure stock, at Springfield Raceway and wherever he can take it to. And he's looking to finish every race. And he wants to thank Lee McGill at Complete Services, Robert High, H&H race cars.
Say something for his wife for putting up with his ugly ass.
He does. He's got a wife and
Where's she at?
several
Hey,
kids.
where's your old lady at?
Several kids.
Where's she
And
at?
he's getting to do what he loves.
Oh, everybody else's old ladies in there but Pam and some. Where's she at? Are they up there together?
Ryan Gilmore, the show's back to you.
Hold on. One thing for the camera real quick.
I want to ask Jaron about how to remove header bolts.
Who? Hey, James knows how to remove them. You just let them fall out. right?
Jaron texted me and said he had it.
James.
He had a header bolt rounded off and asked what he should do. I said
James is
all I
like,
texted him back was say it was Sawzall, and he said just one or all of them. I was like,
I was ready to cut the whole
I messaged him right back. I'm like, no, none of them. If Yeoman would have got that motor back with the header bolt sawed off at the head, he'd have been mad.
Get him off.
He's using.
Called you and had some choice words.
Yeah, he's using a 12-point socket, and that was his problem.
11 11 millimeter.
11 millimeter.
Yeah, I've never heard of 11
I've never
I don't know, it's 5/16 or 3/8.
3/8 or 5/16.
No, they were the big ones.
7/16.
Yeah.
7/16.
Oh, they were 11 millimeter.
He was using 12 point nonetheless. That's the problem. And also, I want to ask Jaron about what was he doing in Warrensburg that one time that we went there and he missed his heat race?
Signing autographs, obviously.
You signed autographs.
Did you sign any boobies?
Yep.
How many?
Did you
Two.
sign and
Two.
Two sets.
Two sets.
Hey, wait. Did you sign across the nipple or around the nipple?
They're about the size of Tyrell's.
Really?
So they were pretty nice ones
You
then.
should have went for some bigger ones.
Yeah.
That you should have went for.
Well,
did you sign
I'm
across
B class,
the
man. I
nipple
can't
or
get any
around?
bigger than that.
Around or across?
A class.
Around.
Around the nipple.
Around.
Let's talk about frame horns.
Frame horns.
I like them.
You
Well,
like?
they come straight, and I normally am good at
Do
bending
you
them.
keep them straight?
If Jaron jumps a cattle gate, they run because they've heard about his race car horn experience.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Talk about the
Well-
A-Mod, and we'll talk about the Midwest.
Well,
$50,000.
the A-Mod,
Plowed into
that was a
the
bad
fence.
deal.
What?
A-Mod.
You plowed an A-Mod?
Yep.
Fence?
First time. I was
wish I
like,
could say I
what,
did.
11?
I won the race in it that night, and Danny put him in it after the races.
With some pillows in it?
With some pillows,
No,
and
I didn't.
Mario finally broke plane for the first time.
Yeah.
And when he did, he overcorrected it.
Once the bars got
You
up on
haven't
it,
been
I was like,
included
what
in
the-
anything yet.
Yeah, he was, man.
Why did you run 33?
Because it's my favorite number.
It's your favorite.
I've always had 33 in everything. That number follows me around.
Where'd it come
I
from?
run
From whenever I used to play football,
I run
Just a hand-picked number for you, or did you pick it?
I picked it. I don't know why, but whenever I was in middle school, I picked that number, and it's always stuck.
I ran 33 because my dad and my him ran 33. And the first mini stock my dad bought was from Ryan Gilmore's dad, and it was 33.
You know, that's funny because everything I do is 33, and I got into racing, and it just followed him and his dad.
Yeah, whenever I started driving for him, Danny didn't know Dad's number was 33. That was kind of the go-to.
Why 66, Ryan?
Because it takes two 33s to make it run, me and Pops. So that's and 66, and I guess the secondary numbers. Bill Fry's my hero, so that's why I got 66.
I'm
So
not old enough to know what
why
the
don't
heck.
you don't
Why
know?
do
I
why
don't
do
know
you
who
run
the heck
33 and 66? I see that little 66.
Well, my
on
dad's
ride.
33. My dad's 30. Yeah. Well, my dad's 33, and then Ryan's probably. I wouldn't be anywhere close to where I'm at without Ryan. So that's.
How hard is it?
Well, that's pretty
How
much
hard
it.
is it to be the only one up here that's not intoxicated?
I tried to go to the casino earlier, and they kicked me out 2 times.
Yeah, they ID my old lady when she goes to the casino too.
Hey, tell him about that one time.
One time, what?
No, Jaron.
Oh, yeah.
What?
What one time?
That one time, tell him.
Tell them about that one time.
That one time. That's all
I
I,
don't
got
have
to
no
say.
idea
I don't
what's going
know.
on.
All right, Jake. Robert High,
End
why
of story.
333?
Right, 333.
I was 33 as normal, and I built my little brother a car for graduating high school. He dropped out, and we went back, and we built him a car, and, well, he decided to start shitting kids out, and I took his car back, and it was 333. He followed in step of only half evil. So, and it's kind of built a name.
All right, James Reedus, why the number you run now?
What do you run? 34.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
34. The station wagon, Mark Jones did some trading to get the station wagon, trading an old car for it. And it wasn't my car, it was our car. And so I wasn't going to put my number on it. So we was trying to think up a number. Tyrell's 33. Dustin Ladd was L30 or L43L. So
The exact
I wanted
opposite of Dustin L.
I wanted to-
First, it was the 34L instead of the L43.
Dustin was 43L though.
Or whatever.
And we decided to be L34 just to include Dustin in our group a little bit. And we let it be a surprise, and then it showed up that way, and he got to see it. And I don't know if it bothered him or if it made him feel special,
And then you
but
started dominating with it.
that's its name now, so that's why it stays that way.
It's stuck.
It's stuck. It's done me a lot of good, and it stayed that way. My number, my dad picked 53R a long time ago, so on anything that was ever mine, it was always 53R.
What number did you run at Texas this year?
It was 534 at Texas. It was my old 53. with the 4 behind it to include it all together. The 53 was taken, part of why that got done, but I thought it was cool to include it all together. So
What happened to you?
that's where that come up.
Where you gonna
Midwest
get
Mod was a
modified?
savings account to go back to the Lone Star 600. I won the Lone Star 600 in 2017, and I went and bought the Midwest Mod on hopes that I could win some races, maybe win a championship, and sell the car at the end of the year and have the money to go back to the Lone Star 600. And we accomplished all the goals in that. We won a race, won a lot of heat races, won the championship, and went back to the Lone Star 600.
So you remember whenever we were racing at Midwest Mods, it was 15 probably. We had a late restart. I was running 3rd, you were running 5th. You were running your boss's car, the orange frame car. I think it was your boss's car, right?
Yeah.
We take the green. Taylor Moore's leading it. Nathan Gold's 2nd, and we take the green. Me and you took the green because nobody else knew that it was out. And with the passing of Nathan Gold, that was probably the only time. That's a good story for him. That's probably the only time we've caught Nathan Gold speechless, because he was so bent out of shape. But they threw the green, but Taylor didn't catch the lights flashing on the backstretch, and me and James were on it. So neither one of us were going to win. Taylor was going to win. Nathan was probably going to run 2nd. I was 3rd. And we ended up running 1-2 that night. Nathan Gold got out of the car, and he wouldn't even talk to us. He was shaking his head. He thought we did so wrong. So I want to hear the Nathan Gold stories if you guys got any, because that dude was a hoot.
I watched Nathan whenever I was probably 10 years old racing. I'd always watched him. I got to know him as a person, just a friend in the pits, not somebody that you've seen every day or anything. But every time you seen Nathan in the pits, though, you was always going to leave with a sore face from smiling. He was going to make you laugh. He was going to make fun of you. You was going to have a blast around Nathan Gold. It truly saddens me to have lost him. He was a good person, good friend. He was a wild son of a bitch, I'll tell you that. I mean, everybody's probably got a million stories of him, and you wouldn't even believe half of them, but I can guarantee you they're all true, because he would do anything.
Yeah, for sure. We went to Deer Creek.
Fun to race with, too. Now, he did run into the back of my buddy Tyrell one night when we was in the Midwest Modifieds, and that's the wrong thing to do when you're the car right in front of me, is run into my buddy, because I'd like to have broke his bumper off his car. We're still friends, though, but don't run into my buddy right in front of me. Tyrell, your Nathan Gold story?
I don't remember a lot of racing with him. We raced a few pure stock races together and a few Midwest mod races. Or I guess it was street stock at the time. Or was it Bomber?
Yeah, that's
At
when
the
we was
time,
all
Bomber
running
Flash,
Bomber.
yeah.
Bomber.
He beat me one night, and the next week he got disqualified.
Did he have quick steer between 2 firewalls?
Proud of him.
Probably had mini clutch. Who knows what he had? Hell, it's all fun though.
didn't do it too, Robbie.
Oh, I never had quick steer in mine. I can promise you that.
You just had brake shutoffs and.
That was in my seat. That doesn't count. That was in my seat. They should have never caught that.
All your thing trailing on bushings.
No, all mine were stock. I can promise that. I like the junk ones on the rear. They work better. You didn't put new ones in the rear. Yeah. No, they were shortened on the left rear and raised up.
While we're all here together, what happened
Hey.
between you and Ryan Gilmore one night?
Well, he might have came across my hood, and I forgot to let out, and I dumped his ass.
Yeah, that's
I
what
was
I was
laughing
going
when I
with.
done it. There might have been sore feelings, but it wasn't me. I was laughing.
What about Ryan Gilmore's opinion of this?
Laughing. Yeah, Ryan was not laughing. We're putting and I thought we were putting a bad spot, and me and Robert hit each other. It wasn't that it was intentional, and he spun me out, and a lot of choice words. But
It's better to get it all out in the open right now.
we're aware. I mean, we're aware. But I would like to go and state on that night I went to the back and I won that race. So
You go for last and win it.
That was a little bit of that Jerry favoritism. I might have got black flagged.
Hey, everybody! Jerry Hoffman mentioned.
Where is Jerry?
He mentioned the other day that he wanted everybody to know that tonight he didn't have any favoritism at all. There was free drinks at the Indigo Sky Casino to anybody that went up there to got them. To get them, whatever.
Now I've got to put in, there is some favoritism here because I had a video all set up. Last year when Ryan threw
Jackie's video up there. I had one kind of set up for that with Ryan and his little crash, and
Was it with the double
Jerry wouldn't let me.
double zero? No, not the double zero.
Drew
It was
Armstrong.
01?
Drew Armstrong, yeah.
That was some good racing though, but it was all for fun. It all works
Good
out.
racing until he plowed the freaking.
Yeah, and I agree I agree with your side, but
Yeah.
it definitely was good. No, I'm recording. We're not doing it live.
Yeah, we need to get some live stuff going, get some people to come in if they're here.
I text Jerry.
We need to open
I
up
text
the
Jerry,
questions from
Somebody
the
set their
fans.
phone up there.
Can we do questions from the people out here? Randy, hi.
How many you had tonight, buddy?
I've had a lot. I lost count about 3 hours ago.
Well, I can assure you, bud, we have both.
Hey, can we
Way
get
too many.
James Smith to come over and talk about his racing a little bit?
Yeah.
Isn't that
Come
your
over
name,
here,
James
buddy.
Smith?
Come over here, buddy.
Here, James, you can have
Look
my
at there.
spot, bud. I will race
Big
you.
guy. Hey, this legend right
I
here
didn't
knows
even
his
take your
name.
spot.
About-
I'm just trying to figure it out.
Randy, hi. Why aren't you still up here?
Watching and enjoying.
You're
What do you
just
guys
watching.
want to know?
Go for it.
Well, this was my first year,
Talk
and
about your sponsors and all that good stuff.
yeah, I couldn't do it without the sponsors, that's for sure. They're huge help, and I mean, everybody at the track's been awesome. I know Ryan Gilmore, I've came to him with a few questions, and he's helped me out and pointed me in the right direction, but yeah, I'm ready to hit it hard this year. Can't wait to be there.
James?
Now I got a Harris,
got a Harris?
so
What kind of
No.
engine you running in there?
Yeoman,
What kind of transmission you run?
Bert,
Bert.
Bert,
A Burt transmission?
yeah.
Did you go to the quick change, or did you stay with the?
Yeah, no, now I got a quick change, so.
What's your feelings on the quick change rule
For the Midwest?
for the Midwest month?
He's got
Yeah.
a B-Mod, so that
B-Mod? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm super excited for the quick change this year. And, I mean, I don't know really much about the Midwest mods, but that's a lot of money, but
But,
I mean, it is nice for them,
But if you
too.
figure a full third member compared to a quick change set of gears, the money difference is
yeah,
incredible.
that's insane because when I got my car, it had 583s in it, and I had to do the whole third member deal to put different gearing in it. And
What all tracks are you going to try to race at this year?
I'm definitely Springfield because you can actually hear it from my house, so it's real close. And then I want to try to hit up Wheatland. Wheatland looks fun, looks smooth.
I raced on that $1 million.
It
is
looks
not-
smooth.
it is-
Looks
He's got a
smooth.
monster truck.
It's a $1 million facility with a 10-cent racetrack,
Hey, I
unfortunately.
appreciate getting to race there, but
I love the track, but we
Is
ripped
there-
him after
$1
the
million
shot. threw him off.
POS.
Is there anybody here that
Really?
can say that wasn't as rough as hell when they raced there in the pure stocks?
Oh, it's bad.
Honestly, I'm not trying to diss them, but
I'll take any race that they'll give us there. I mean, it's definitely.
and I
$1 million
appreciate them letting us
facility.
race there,
Yes.
but trying to squeeze it in through the rain,
What do you
I
guys?
appreciate what they did.
What do you guys think about Monett on Saturday
I
night?
think they
I,
bumped their
I
head.
think
What the frick are we gonna do to
they
get it
made
back
the
to
wrong
sunlight?
choice. Monett made the
Tell
wrong
James
choice
say
going
he
to
ain't going
Saturday
down there.
night.
Yeah, what are we gonna do to get it?
Well,
back
it's
to
so
sunlight?
James can't go down there.
We all have our opinion on that.
I
So.
wanna race two
I
nights.
just say it straight out. It's so the Springfield cars can't go to Monett.
James, what do you think about that car you came second to at Wheatland? That I don't think was
The
remotely a
94?
pure
Kenny
stock.
Carroll's
Turner,
boy.
Eric Turner's car.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
No, he's
It was plainly illegal. He got
Yeah.
caught for it. I mean, Eric Turner's smooth. Everybody was.
You
equal
fit right
on
into
that.
this group, trying
Hey,
to
no,
stir the pot just a little
Hey,
bit.
no, I'm just saying. I mean,
I like it. I
I've
like
seen
it.
it. I mean,
I
The
like
beauty
it.
part was James going up there and asking for the trophy. They gave him the trophy, but the tightwad didn't want to give him the oil, telling him his sponsor give him that.
Didn't they break the
Telling him,
trophy?
I'm pretty sure you get that oil for winning.
We're putting you on the spot, aren't we, James? Was the trophy broke when you got it back or not?
The trophy was broke. I don't know that they broke it on purpose, but it was definitely broke. But I wanted that trophy, and then I asked
He asked him,
Hey.
Eric Turner. This was the race that Eric Turner won, and he got disqualified. And I told everybody I was getting that trophy.
This
And
is-
I walked over to get it, and I took it out of his car, and we had a discussion. And like Robert said, he didn't really want to give up the Lucas Oil product they give you for winning. And I ended up getting that, and then I said, Eric, now are you going to be man enough to sign this trophy for me? I said, you might not remember racing a pure stock in 10 years, but I'm going to remember racing with you. So Eric kind of grabbed me by the shirt like he was a little aggravated. It was funny. And he said, yes, I will. But he acted like he wanted to do something for a minute. He said, yes, I will. But the 94 car, JT Carroll, you got to pull your hats off for him at any point. His dad ain't lacking on the car for him any. He's helping him out all he can. He's very experienced in street stocks. And they got pretty good stuff. And he's a kid like Jaron here that don't got to go to work the next day. So he's braver.
Hey, I gotta go to
sleep till work.
He's braver than the day is long.
Look at pretty girls all day long. Woo.
He's braver than the day is long, and he's got good power by that Rebel race engine in there. And he ain't afraid. So
Young kid, he's pretty smooth.
Oh, yeah.
He put it on us.
he ain't afraid. He did good. I think me and him's about 50-50 right now on who's beat who. A couple of the times he broke though.
You beat him because he broke. Don't lie.
But I have beat him honestly though a couple times too. But hands down though, the kid's going to be somebody to look out for one day. Probably in a Lucas Oil street stock because that's what they do. But
in your guys' opinion, everybody that's back here's raced. What is the funnest track to race at that you guys have personally raced?
I got to say Dallas County.
Gilmore?
It's close 3, West Plains, Tri-State, and I-35. I-35 is like an elbows up on the top, but slow and smooth on the bottom. Tri-State's been slick as glass, and West Plains is slick as glass. So
Danny?
I like West Plains the best.
I-35 is fun though, because it's elbows up on the very edge of the racetrack, or it's stop and go on the tires. So
doesn't get any better than that, does it? It's fun.
What's your funnest track?
I don't know. I've only raced.
He don't like West Plains much. He crashed there.
West Plains was fun.
I seen him spin out. I seen him spin out all night long at Monett one night.
Yep. I rode off the
He
end.
crashed in the hall absolutely.
You won the race.
It was a practice night, and I bent a whole right front lower.
He crashed at Springfield.
Hey, I got a question for my dad.
What?
What do you think about spending all this money for me to go tear up race cars?
I think it's probably the most fun I've ever had in my life. I enjoy getting to spend time with my kid, and
Why do you do it?
because I love the shit out of you.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, we can ask my dad the
Let's
same
think
thing.
about that halfway through the season whenever he's mad for being rutted into the wall.
There's nothing better than the feeling of seeing your loved one win a race, is it? I mean, it's cool to see your friends win, and I've followed quite a few of my friends to their first victories, and even more than their first, and it means something to me every time. But this year at Monett, my wife actually won a race in front of me, and boy, that was cool as shit right there, you know. I mean, now I might have could have beat her if she drove a little straighter, but she's driving the wheels off that old wagon of mine, and I know what everybody means about it. It's not easy to pass because the old Chevelle runs pretty good on the straightaways, but when she got that wagon straight, I couldn't outrun it down the straightaway, and I could have maybe dove it in on her in the turn and done something, but every time I drove it in harder, she drove it in harder, and I didn't want her running off the end or running into me. Last couple laps, she really straightened it up, and I got up next to her door a little bit, and by all means, the old wagon just powered me down the straightaway, though. She got her victory.
Sundays? You think you can get that guy talking into it?
No, there ain't. I don't think there's no talking him into anything. I wish him luck though, and Monett Motor Speedway.
Oh yeah.
I wish the track all the luck in the world on it, and hopefully it can work out.
Everybody at this table, what is the biggest race you've ever won or been involved in?
What's the biggest race you've ever won or been involved in?
Definitely would have been involved in, and I don't even know. Not that big. This is my first year, so.
Was you at the Rain and Money Night Indigo Sky sponsored?
Yes, I was.
We're at Indigo Sky Casino. We'd like to thank them for that. Tyrell Jones.
Well, mine would be either the 5 for 500 at Springfield, where me and Robert raced to the finish line. I just beat him by 2 or 3 inches. Or at Nevada, where I took the only chance that James Reedus had at winning at that track away from him.
True story.
Both of them are here if you want to ask some questions about it.
True story.
I'm slightly intoxicated. I might be bragging a little bit, but you know.
Yeah, he's far from
It's
slightly.
all in fun.
That's a little far-fetched.
You have to watch it tomorrow to remember what he
He will have to. He don't have a clue what he said 5 minutes
I'm
ago.
trying to come up with some good questions, though.
What about you, James?
The-
What's the biggest one?
The biggest race I ever won, Jerry Schweitzer and me teamed up, and my wife, she welded on the car for a month straight out in the front yard. I got good neighbors, I guess, 'cause had a piece of junk in the front yard for a month. And we went to Texas to the Lone Star 600 and won $10,000. First time ever in an enduro race. That was amazing. Lap 50, I was leading it, and I pretty well led it from there on. A guy passed me for about 4 or 5 laps,
I
and
think you were the only person
what a
that made
blast.
it from the halfway point to the finish. You were
Robert
the only
High?
person.
Biggest race to be part of would definitely be the Lone Star 600. These boys conned me into going up there, and now I'm stuck for life. It's by far the most interesting, most elbows up, intense race you'll ever be part of. I mean, starting 168th, I believe it was.
It's not right around. for
No,
150 laps.
it was an average of
Balls
23 to
wall.
24 second laps on a half-mile track with 180 cars on it. Absolute intense. Now, I'd say the most memorable race to win would probably be the 2 333 to win races at Midway Speedway, just because, I mean, it's a convenient number for me, and I mean, that meant something getting them. Had to keep copies of the checks.
Jaron Martin.
Probably the biggest, or is it the biggest or the funnest?
Outran Blameware.
Probably.
I've done that a couple times.
How about the most memorable?
That don't happen.
The most
Okay.
meaningful race.
The funnest race I ever won was the first B class race I won, or my first modified race I ever won. And I passed the dude on the last lap in the last corner.
Did you not
Eight-
win an A-class race
Is
first?
no,
I thought you won an A-class race.
B class.
First one where you just
Was he rock
Hey.
hard? Is that what you're asking, Gilmore?
no, I couldn't stand up.
just say
I
it,
couldn't
Gilmore.
stand up out of the car.
Say it, Gilmore.
you had to stay hunched over when he was
Yeah.
doing this.
Just say it.
No, but
We're on radio.
I want to give thanks to the 57 car of Austin Dixon for being slow as heck that night, because we were lapping him on the last lap.
Jeez.
No, I'm just saying thank him for being lap car. Hey, he was so fast at the end of the year though.
One fan there, buddy.
Dang.
Hey, he was the fastest car at the end of the year. Just
Well, we got
well, I already talked about that.
Where'd he
No,
have
but
Hey,
anyways,
does anybody know where James Thompson went?
He's at the band.
Somebody go find him.
Man, you told everybody at the banquet to be quiet. Now you're calling people out for being
Jody,
slow.
can we find Jody too?
no,
Jody Tillman's went home already.
Yeah.
Oh, he's here.
Ryan Gilmore,
He's
you're
at the band.
no. Okay,
Jody Tillman?
you're not done.
I passed that guy. I thought I ran into the 53 car of Jordan Goddard.
Yeah, that was my old Midwest modified.
Yeah, I thought I ran into him.
Because
But-
Ryan Gilmore set that thing up, so it was in front of
That's
me.
just
Yep.
like running in
I did
the
scale
tank.
that car.
Car drove
Yeah,
like
what the
a dream.
heck?
I forgot about that.
I got freaking going behind my back helping other people.
Wow, good.
Well, he was helping me.
Oh, okay.
I'm obligated.
It helped.
Anyways,
It
yeah.
helped.
Hey, Austin.
James was fast in the
go
Midwest
find us
mods.
another race car.
And then the biggest race I ever won was the A class race. I started pulling. I thought I was gonna. I pulled out on the racetrack and I was shaking already. Like the wheel, it looked like I was heating the tires up. I was shaking. But
Jaron Martin, for all the young ladies out there, are you single, man?
yes.
You're saying
Yeah.
man.
Tell him you got a hog.
Is that for all?
He's got a hog, but it's made by Yeoman Race Engine, paid for by Danny Martin Trucking.
Hey, it's Gilmore's turn.
DMR.
Gilmore's turn.
Gilmore,
Racing
Hey.
pays for everything.
I want to know if he remembers the only person that lapped him in the feature.
My first night out sucked.
Hey, who's the
Oh.
only person that lapped you in the feature?
I'm sure it wasn't more than just you. I was slow.
You got like seventh place lap.
Yeah, I was
But who was
slow.
it?
Bad slow. Some dude named
James Reedus?
something Jones.
James Reedus.
Something Reedus.
He's the only person
Something
lapped me
Something
too.
Reedus. Some dude.
He's the only person lapped me too. Bullshit.
the only person.
Well, James, I was all proud of my car. Got my wrap done. Probably Ashley.
Hoffman, I'm dancing.
Jerry's dancing.
Tell Jerry Hoffman to get his ass in here.
No,
Tell him we found a bag of money.
the big.
How much of this are you gonna have to edit?
None.
None?
Oh, he's just gonna play some bleep.
I hope I don't have no sponsors listening.
It's a little late. Hour and a-
I want him to come over here and answer some questions. You. Yeah, look, you're
Danny
surrounded
Martin.
by females.
Let's get Danny Martin's
What we got?
most impressive race you've been in.
Oh, the one I won. Ryan wasn't there, and I beat Jackie. That was the most fun I ever had.
Wasn't there.
Yeah. I wish Ryan would have been there just to watch.
You just had to spin Gilmore out.
Well, we had a pretty good
I had
race.
to pass Danny when he was leading it one night.
Yeah.
A couple weeks later, and I felt bad.
We had a good race.
So bad.
I
felt
threw it
bad.
down in there on him.
Hey,
I
hey,
felt
hey,
bad.
remember whenever we
I
went
you kind of
to?
pedaled down into
I didn't
three.
want to do it.
I've never felt bad passing James.
I didn't want to do it.
James has never felt bad passing me.
Because me and Danny was gone.
Have you, buddy?
Danny was gone, and I caught him,
That sounded loud.
and we were gone from
Yeah.
third. And I poked in on Danny's inside. I'm like, shit.
You remember whenever
like-
you guys were racing A-Mods and you barely hit his bumper and then he took off and ran everybody in the fence?
Oh, at Crawford County? Yeah, that was a hell of a race. Hey, that was a hell of a race. I like that one. I'd go back to Crawford County with Ryan to do that again.
You be careful going down. I'm not going down there. We'd be hated.
One for James Reedus from Keith Pratt. He wants to know what advice you would give new drivers. He's probably asking for himself, so you may want to.
I know the question is for James, but for new drivers is don't get it. Don't do it. Don't get a car. You're wasting. Don't.
It's so much fun, guys. You'll go broke if you do it. Maybe not broke, but you could have a lot of nice stuff if you didn't.
I will say.
But what a good group of family you get out of doing it, you know.
Yeah, look at
It's a great
all
time
of us
with
up
your
here giving each other a
family.
hard time.
Yeah. My advice to a new driver is
Never win a race.
be smooth on the gas pedal. The gas pedal will win you more races than the steering wheel or the engine. The gas pedal is what will win the race for you. So be smooth with the gas. If you jump off of it too much, it upsets the car. If you jump on it too much, it upsets the car. So smooth on the gas pedal.
Hey, I have a question. What's the most embarrassing moments you've ever had racing? I know mine for sure. Mine for sure was it's like my third race ever, and I spun out in turn 4. And then I kept going, but they pulled a yellow flag, so I tried to catch up to the field, and I spun out again in the same corner during my own caution. That was so embarrassing, but all right, your turn.
Most embarrassing. What do you think, James? My most embarrassing is hard to pinpoint.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
I don't know. That's hard.
Probably this night right here when you watch the video.
Yeah. This night right here is going to be my most embarrassing time ever. I pretty much guarantee that. But it's been fun. And racing is an amazing sport. I mean, the family you develop while you're racing, the friends you develop while you're racing. It's one week you might hate somebody, the next week you might love them. But it's just racing. I mean, it's just having fun is what it's about. I mean, when you start focusing on the money or whatever, it takes all the fun out of the racing, to me. I don't know how these guys feel, but to me, when you focus on the money, it takes all the fun out of it.
I can't go racing because I don't have money. It's not fun at all.
You know, yeah, that's true. That is very true.
I think that's bullshit.
But
One thing we've discussed, what's everybody on that table will agree on? What's the worst thing you can do in a race car?
win a race.
Win a damn race.
Winning a feature is the worst thing you can do, because after you win that one feature, every week when you go to that racetrack, you want to win again.
There's an exception. Be satisfied.
He's
I won
satisfied.
my first one. I was
He's
happy.
satisfied with one.
When you get your first nookie, you're gonna know what it's like, Jack.
But you know, like to me, a feature win when James is there means more than anything, because he's my best friend, and that's who I want to beat. I don't care if I get 17th as long as James gets 18th. You know, and Robert's in that category too. You know, Randy, I don't care. As long as I'm in front of all of them, I don't care if we're 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th.
That's
As long as I'm the front car in that group. of
That's
friends.
what's good when your buddies are fast, because if you beat them all, normally you win.
Yeah. I focus on beating James every week, and usually that gets me to the front. Is focusing on beating James. Now, the late models is I'm gonna have to pick someone else like Darren.
I'm sure he's already picked for you.
Yeah.
I thought you guys were gonna talk to Mark.
Mark, yeah, the tow truck driver. Hey, what goes through your mind when you hook onto someone's car and they start cussing you?
You don't want to know.
What do you enjoy about doing the tow truck?
Oh, I just like getting out there and towing all the cars and meeting all the guys, and I have a lot of fun doing it. I never was a very good race car driver. I tried it. Didn't work for me. That's why I got my son into it, and he's pretty good at it. And I just like doing the tow truck.
Now, tell us.
Huh?
Dwayne Johnson.
I do not like towing any modifieds. I don't like the modified class, and I'll be very wide open about that. When I get them, I scrap them. Let's put it that way.
Who's your favorite person to tow off the racetrack?
Dwayne Johnson.
And he races a what?
Huh?
What does he race?
A legend.
Why do you like towing him?
Yeah, me and Dwayne Johnson go back a long ways. I got into it with him one night out there at the racetrack, and I actually chased him. He ran across the racetrack while they were racing to get away from me. So.
Who
else has a
Have you
question
ever
for
tore a plastic nose piece, you know, the MD3 or whatever nose piece? Have you ever ripped them all the way off on purpose? Just raise it all the way up?
I never tear anybody's race car up on purpose. If I tear it up, it's totally on accident. I spend a lot of money on race cars, and I would never tear up a race car on purpose. Never. If I tore your race car up, I am sorry.
Gilmore, do you have a question for the tow truck driver? I know you can come up with something good.
We haven't met much.
Ask him about it, your dad riding with him when that car hit him under the fucking car.
Okay, my dad's a little high strung. Was he okay to ride with?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we was out there towing one night, and actually a modified got a little close to the tow truck, and it ripped the whole side off that thing. And
Off the modified?
Yep, off the modified.
What?
And then he said it was my fault, and I was sitting still.
Do you remember the driver's name?
I do not remember the driver's name.
Perfectly parked tow truck
It was
with
a
a
brand new
flashing
body.
light.
Yeah.
A brand new modified.
I don't really have a lot to ask Mark about tow trucking. It's just
But we
the people that.
appreciate it, don't we?
Oh, for sure. Because I did have one of those dummies on Division Street were over there towing, and they picked up my car and they dropped it on their flatbed and mashed the oil pan flat, and that wasn't real cool. We didn't like that.
Not cool.
Yeah, that's not cool.
My winch may screw up once in a while or something, and I may drop your car, but it is definitely not on purpose.
What is your plans for the Enduro race at Springfield on February 15th?
You already asked that question.
my
I'm going
dad?
to be running a push truck out there while you are racing, and I may hit you.
Well, I plan on hitting you.
Is James out there?
Opie's supposed to be
Is James out there? James's wife, come on in here.
Hey,
This thing ain't getting louder for you to hear.
answer the question.
Yeah.
Hey, let's interview
Huh?
Austin. I want Austin.
He won't
I
talk.
think they rejected that offer.
Hey Ryan,
Hey, who's in the shirt out
when
there?
the 01 car took you out of that?
We better bleep this out.
I wasn't thinking.
Hey, but to be honest, that happens a lot when you get took out. Your emotions just take control of you.
Well, okay. I'll tell you the truth on this whole thing.
What caused the
All
whole
right.
thing?
No, because a lot of people have been
Was
messing.
there more of a history between it than
No, Drew. Actually, I messaged Drew the night before practice and asked him could he come over to my house and do a podcast, because Drew Armstrong's he's a bad dude. So when I started driving Opie's car, he told me first rule. He said if someone runs you over, if you don't run them back over, you're not driving my car no more. Okay. So Bobby ran me over after the race that one night. I had to hit him back. I got to the pits. Opie fucked with me all week, telling me, making fun of me for running over a 26 car. I said, what would you have done if I wouldn't have run him over? He said, you wouldn't drive his car anymore.
And that's guaranteed.
10-4. Opie's a man of his word. So Drew Armstrong, I don't, in the race car, he ran me over on video. Was probably a little bit more I should have took than he give. But in the race car, I was excited. And when I got that baby turned back around,
You got to be able to accept that.
he was in the clear, and I felt like it was earlier in the corner than it was while sitting in the seat, and you guys have all done the same. I watched the video. Drew was probably on the right. He didn't do anything wrong, because I've done that same thing 10 times this year. So when I got that thing fired back up, 604 start quick. When I got it back going, I had big plans of trying to, when you hit someone like that, you want to go about the middle of their door to the front pull bar mount.
Back bumper works pretty good.
No, you want to get about the front pull bar mount diagonal, because you get a passenger header, you get a carburetor, and a lot of times you get the top of the radiator. And that was the plan. That was the plan. That's a lot of money. Because that's a lot of money. But it didn't work that way, and Opie still made fun of me. Because Opie had someone ask him a couple weeks ago, does Ryan have a temper? And he said no, because usually when he runs people over, it's a fucking joke. So because when people run me over in my own car, I really don't do much because it's my money. Opie tells me he'll spend the money if someone kills you. So, well, what's your question?
My question is, when do you tell that it's a justified slab job and they've done you wrong? When do you feel?
Footbox on back is no bueno. Footbox forward, it's your discretion to check up and go forward. He was in the clear. He was. So
you did.
I did wrong by retaliating, but at the time it felt justified. Yes.
You felt right in the race car, didn't you?
Yeah, and I still won't say sorry to him because he hasn't said anything to me.
Yeah.
So he could have came over and be like,
James
here's what happened.
Me one night and I knocked the fuck out of him going down.
Yeah.
And you know what he did? He waved at me.
Yeah. Well, and with me and Bobby, when we did our thing, it was just kind of a pride issue on both of us, I guess. So we talked about it, and it's done as far as I'm concerned.
To you, is it hard to race with friends?
Yes.
With people you know?
Yeah, it is, because, like you said, you want to outrun James, and I have a hard time of dividing friendship and hard-nosed sometimes, so I have a problem with that. I'll do some unless it's like a best friend, I have a hard time of deciphering friendship versus racing. Like James Thompson got mad at me. I hit him. Didn't necessarily mean to. Hit him, and we had a problem. Me and Bobby are good friends. Peyton Looney and I raced go-karts together forever, and we'd try our best to kill each other. Me and him are best friends, but it was just... Yeah, we want to beat each other because on the ride home, someone was going to talk about it. Yeah. So we just had to bring it up. But it is definitely hard to race with your friends. Pride is the worst. Pride is the biggest issue for sure.
It's one thing I felt like me and James have always been good at, is putting that in the back seat. We race the hell out of each other as hard as we can, but we've always been good at putting that behind us.
So like if I race with James, like Trevor Drake, me and him are pretty much on the same playbook. If I race with James, there's a handful of people that I'll do what it takes to not hit them, but there's some of them that I just race. And if shit happens, it happens, and then you kind of deal with it later.
You know, I've ran into James, and James has ran into me.
If Trevor came flying through the infield and going to T-bone me, I'd do my damnedest to get out of his way.
Yeah.
It's just because we're best friends.
Trevor Drake be listening to this. Good ways to pass him. A lot of people can't do that.
At the same time, me and Trevor
wouldn't just do that.
We've gotten some spots we shouldn't have been in. So
there's been a few times me and James have used each other to get through the corners, but we've never let it come between us. but I feel like.
No, it ain't worth it. It ain't ever worth it.
The only time I've ever got mad at James is he let me win a race at Nevada. Or not Nevada, but Lebanon Midway. And I probably
Everybody on that couch over there was
probably-
mad at me that
I
night.
probably cussed
My
him more than I
kids.
should've.
Told him I was going for second that night. He better win.
And I knew halfway down the backstretch he let out of the gas. I knew he let me win. And
Oh man, just won $500. Sorry.
your old man just won $500.
Send me a picture. He's smiling ear to ear.
Good job, Buck Gilmore. $500.
You'd win a pure stock all year long.
So racing with your friends, truly it don't matter what place. Me and Ty we've said this. At Texas, they mentioned he got 17th place.
James got 16th.
Very next thing they said 534 got 16th, and I was so freaking excited. It was 16th place. Now it was out of 160 cars, so that pretty darn good. But 16th place, and it was as exciting as winning a feature probably because I beat his ass. And it was thanks to the push truck down there because honestly, it's kind of embarrassing. It's kind of embarrassing, but I ran no crate engine out of fuel.
Hey, how many
Better
cars
than blowing
did
it
he
up
push you
though.
past?
Well, we just went down
That
the
guy
front
don't screw
straightaway,
around,
but
does he?
I'll bet we was at 80 mile an hour by the end of the front straightaway
don't
at the
screw
Devil's
around,
Bowl.
does
V10 and that Ford would crank it on.
He don't mess around.
Well, I want to thank all you guys for the opportunity of having me on the video, and I'll see all your friends this year. I'm going to go spend some more money at the great Indigo Sky Casino.
Who's that young lady you got over there with you? What's her name?
Oh, that's my friend Sarah. She's
Friend?
Friend.
What's up with that, Tara? He seems like a pretty cool guy. He's got a race car.
two.
He's got a Vans hat.
What's your second?
Oh, I just got the Harris. This.
You got two modified.
You got hair where?
What's the other one?
You got hair where?
What's the other modified?
The other one's just an extreme.
What year's that Harris?
So Thomas, can you shine the camera at Miss Tara back there?
Oh,
Sarah, sorry. I thought it was Tara.
He's got a Harris.
All the single guys out there, apparently she's single because James ain't stepping up.
That's the friend.
Okay, now then, hey, that's where we're going to right now. We're going to interview here. See, look at him. I see the face of death. But what's it like to see him on the track? Have you seen him on the track?
No, I haven't. This will be my first season going to dirt track. I ain't ever been dirt track before. I like rally cars, drift cars, drag cars, street cars, tuner cars, but I ain't never seen dirt track.
Well, you're in for a blast.
I'm ready. I'm excited. Gotta have BRAP in your heart, right?
Just friends, right?
Just friends.
Okay, what's it like to see Tyrell out there all the time? Are you worried about him when he's out there or what? What's going through your mind when you see him out there?
Just don't run somebody over. I don't like the drama. He's pretty good about not running people over, though. The enduro is kind of nerve-wracking because so much is going on, but
Yeah, I'll be seeing my first one there at Springfield.
you'll have your son in
And
it.
my son Thomas, he's going to be in it. We're going to strap him in.
Trust in him in Tyrell's hands.
That's right. I don't know about tonight, but maybe a little later on we may. And Nikki, now you're a racer now too. Didn't you pick up the championship in Monett?
Yep, I won the Pure Stock Championship in the station wagon this year.
Cool deal for that. Hopefully you gave James a bunch of worrying like I'm sure he's gave you over the years maybe. Maybe not.
You know, he's never had any bad corrects. He's never flipped. He's never really gotten any fights with anybody. He tries to get along with everybody. He helps everybody. So it's usually not anything to worry about when he's out there.
And I definitely agree with that. He helps everybody, and a lot of the guys do. That's something about coming and being, basically people say the racing family. You don't realize it until you're there and see the people. And Mark, we talked to you. You got anything else to say?
No, just that I'm very proud of both of them boys and stuff. They've drove my cars for years and stuff, and they do a real good job as men representing themselves.
Yep.
Thank you.
They've seen Tyrell do a lot of wrecks. Some flips, some
Yeah,
shut
yeah.
down the races in Bolivar.
Tyrell spends a lot of time on his head, but he does a very good job. He's a very good race car driver.
Kim?
He's destroyed a few cars. 06, he took one out at Bolivar. He took the wall.
Yeah, he shut down the races at Bolivar that night.
That was his worst wreck, I think.
Yeah, scared us the worst then.
And if you guys want to see any of the videos that are we're not at, Kim, definitely check her page out. Winners, if I try to catch them, I try to share them out there. Or if anybody has any videos they want to share, tag us in them. We'll definitely share them. We're happy to share whatever.
We have almost every race that Tyrell's ever raced video recorded, all but 3. And he's been racing since he was 13 years
I
old.
have all but 3.
And if you want those tapes digitized, I'm telling people, if you want them digitized, let me know. As long as you let me share them with everybody, I'm more than happy to.
In Bolivar on tape.
Yep. Nikki taped that. I have his rollover and his mini stock, his first rollover too. Well, and we got the other 3 too, so we got everything.
Yep.
Yeah, we're happy to,
Well, then I'll get them to you.
Yeah, get them to me, and we'll
have
put
the
them
one
out
where
there.
James turned him over down in Midway.
And Winter, you mentioned about making the cups. We see those posted on her page. What A and B Design, and she does a good job with those, making those cups.
Joshua Sharpley, Legend Cup for Powell car, I think, the 29 Legend. It turned out pretty good.
So definitely check that page out. We'll share it along with this video because she does an amazing job. Kim here, I know she does some sewing and stuff.
Embroidery in, and now we're doing heat vinyl.
Yep.
First now.
But they'll take care of you on that.
Bobo's Design, say your name.
Yeah, Bobo's Crafty.
Bobo's Crafting. Okay, we may have to hit you up for those names, but
Mark has Enduro cars for sale.
Yeah.
Yep. If you guys need any enduro cars, we have a few out there for sale. Just sold 2 tonight. So.
Cool. Hopefully you'll sell more of them because we need to get more of them on that list.
There's a lot of guys out there that haven't paid their entry fee that have cars. I know several of them that are just waiting to the day of it to pay their entry fees, but I think he'll come up with enough cars.
Yeah, just hopefully they don't wait too long, and then all of a sudden he gets a bunch of them filled in, and then those guys that worked hard on those cars can't get into the race because of
their
it.
entry fee paid and get in there.
So yeah, definitely get those entry fees paid if you haven't paid them, just to guarantee a spot, because you never know. I mean, they could be at, I think last time I updated it last night, there was 15 or so? 17 now? So just because they're 17, next week there may be 45 of them. Oh, James, man, we're going to have to get on you, aren't we?
Me and my dad going to do it.
Yeah, I see.
That's wanted to do a bump and run. I said, how about you do 200 laps with me and ride with me? And he said, how about I drive my own car?
So he's going to be getting his car ready for the bump and run at the enduro race at Hill Farm.
If it makes it through Fairground, watch out.
Yeah, watch out, guys. And we definitely need to get back out to Hillbilly Speedway because Franklin and them, they do a good job out there. If you want to see some, wild racing, that's the place to go. I think they're even going to have figure 8 racing and a bunch of other stuff this year, too.
Anybody with the bump and run car should enter this race, too. You'd have a legal car to do this enduro with and have a chance at winning $1,000 racing 200 laps with your car. You gonna do it?
Not at Springfield, but the bump and run, yeah.
See, you need that practice. You need to get that practice in right now.
Springfield's too fast.
Keith Pratt gave me a good ride. You know, I've told a few people he gave me a good ride. Keith will remember it. Bicycle and U-Haul truck. So watch out for him if he's on the track with you this year, guys, because he scared me. I think I'd rather ride with Tyrell right now than I would get back in with Keith.
Thomas, what's your favorite race that you've ever been to? What's most memorable?
The one that I think, I mean, to me, there's a lot of them, and a lot of people, you know, they'll ask me why the race is going on something, but the one that I think I liked the most was this year, and it was when Scott Campbell, his son had just passed away, and he was racing to win that race for his son.
There wasn't no stopping, was there?
There was no stopping him.
Never this car ever went that fast.
Yeah, he was going to win that race, and I think I was probably jumping up. If you can't hear me on the video, I would be surprised because I was jumping up and down with joy whenever I seen that, and that's just because of him racing for his son that had just passed away.
Anybody knowing Scott that night probably didn't have a very dry eye.
Yeah.
There ain't a much nicer person than Scott Campbell, and good clean racer. If he wrecks you, it's probably honestly an accident or something just out of the blue. He ain't gonna wreck you on purpose.
Yep, I would have to agree with that.
And like I say, I don't believe that there's any way that an A-Mod could outrun him that night. He was on a mission and it was going.
Yep.
I don't even know if the car drove good, but it was fast.
Yeah. Anybody got anything else that you want to talk about? We will. We got it on our list. If we don't make the dome, our goal is to go down with these guys to the Lone Star 600. We're going to go down, try to get some footage that we can get, try to put some GoPros in their car. The dome, it's great up there, but hey, we want to go and support, you know, our local guys that are from around where we're at. So we're going to go with them down there and have some fun. And
haven't never been.
You will have a blast.
It is the most awesome thing you'll ever do in your life, especially if you're going to drive in it. Man, I've never drove in it. I like going and watching Tyrell run it. It is teetotally wild. I mean, it is fun.
Yeah, and the scorekeeping, that is, I bet, real fun.
Oh, yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
You watch your car only. So all I see is what Tyrell does.
So how much time do you got from the time he crosses?
3 seconds.
So if you're not within that 3 seconds and he's up to the front, you're...
A second before, a second at the clock, and a second after.
Man.
You have to write that time down, and you have to be fast at it.
I tried to get Winter to do it, but she won't do it.
I don't blame her because I wouldn't want to be the one that was...
They go back and review those laps, especially for the winter, like James won it that night. They go back and review it, and his laps, the times that Nicole wrote down, have to be in that picture frame, 3-second picture frame.
Yeah.
Holy heck. And they review, I'm assuming, every
50
single...
laps.
Yeah.
Oh, every 50?
Until you win, and then they went over every one.
No, they just choose random laps, and they type in the time, and they look at the camera, and they have to. Your car has to be in the camera.
Yeah.
They don't go back and look at every single lap, but they pick random.
I bet they
laps.
did on that guy that ran 2 times
Forever
last year.
to go through every single lap for the top 10.
Because the
at
first year
least.
we went, that first race was 4 hours.
Yeah.
You know, so it would take them forever to sit there and look at every single lap.
And then this year, it was less than
2
3
hours
hours.
Yeah.
2 hours
How,
and 58 minutes.
how much faster they're getting.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely had us tuned in at our house watching it. I mean, it was nonstop. We wish we'd have seen more of them, but, you know, maybe this year we can put it out there and get a little more of them being seen.
Well, after the race thins out, it actually turns into a full-blown race. And stuff. Tyrell was turning between 15 and 16-second laps out there. So.
That's why he caught James.
Yeah, we pitted 3 times, and he finished 1 position behind James.
Well, I guess if everybody's done, we're going to get off here. I'm just like the girls here. I'm probably ready to get off here, too. James does a great job. Everybody at the Springfield Raceway. Thanks to Jerry for having us down here.
Thanks to Chris from Midwest Sheet Metal for helping us out every year. And got to thank R&R Graphics for doing a go-kart for us for Austin Herald this year. And appreciate them doing that. And if you guys need anything, definitely hit them up and let them know that we're the guys who sent you to it and are sent you to them. And if you guys want to see more stuff like this, some drivers interviews, let us know. We're going to try to do a little bit more interviews. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.